Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Today's short video sparks off a discussion that unfortunately there are very few, if any, people who watch this channel that actually grow Disas. I know somebody who really would like to, but they can't get any. But these are coming back into popularity. Most of the Orchid Society's displays at Gardeners World Live at the NEC had some Disas. Now, if you go back 4 or 5 years, you'd have found hardly any. So they're becoming more popular, and a lot of that is because they're becoming more readily available because of how they grow. Sort of epitomised by what I've got in these two pots here, what have finished blooming now. So I'm just going to snip these blooms off and put them outside with the others. I'm going to go and sit down and do some research, and I'm going to find every place where the young offshoots are discussed, because you've got theories. But I mean, as far as becoming more readily available is concerned, I bought a plant in flower. I've got 4 new ones coming up in the pot. Can you think of any other types of orchids where that might happen? So you buy one and by the end of the season you've got 4 new ones. You'd be lucky to even get 4 new shoots on most orchids that were that small. But I'm going to look it up in as many places as possible to find out a consensus of opinion. Now, choices. The old plant that has flowered will die back, and it's highly likely that the little bulb on the bottom will rot. Now, some say you have to get them out of the pot before that rot sets in, or it will start rot in the other ones. Anything else that's in the pot. Well, I've never had that confirmed, although a lot of places in the past have said you need to unpot them. But the next thing is, do these young plants have to come out and be potted up separately, or be put in a community pot to get a good show, or do they get left in that pot undisturbed? Now obviously that's reliant on the media not going off, otherwise that could turn them. But you know, I mean, this is a nice strong plant coming on here, and there's another nice one here. And if you look in the other pots, I think we've got 3 coming up in here, but down here there is another tiny one. So there's 4 new plants coming up in this pot too. Now these were a different price because they were different sizes. Yeah? This was deemed a smaller plant, so it was £5 cheaper than that one. Smaller pot, smaller spike, you know, shorter spike. Let's get these off. The reason I want to take them off is that they could be draining strength. But there is another theory that they're going to get reabsorbed back into the plant. I find that a difficult one to take on board, because the plant they would be reabsorbed into is going to die. Once they've flowered, they die. They only flower once. If you think about it, although the whole plant dies that has flowered, that's quite common in orchids in a lot of places, if you think about it. Yeah? Like on a cattleya. If a new shoot on a cattleya flowers, it's not going to flower again, you know. So, you know, it is common in orchids for the latest growth or growths to bloom once, and once only. There are some that contradict that. So these are now going to go outside with the others, where it's definitely cooler, because it's already too warm in here. It's only 10:30. It's already 25 degrees here. It's nowhere near that warm outside yet, but then the sun hasn't come out yet. Today is the start of our next heat wave, which is the 2nd one in the month, and the worst part of the country that's going to get it bad is central and east. along the south coast here, I'm a little, because of sea breezes, I'm not going to be in that part of the heat wave, I don't believe. Although, you know, there's rumour that come Monday and or Tuesday, the east of the country is going to get up to 34, 35, which in this country is rare, you know. Some people can't handle it. I should just stop doing things. Flake out in the comfy chair in the shade. Keep the doors and windows shut. Keep the heat outside, not let it in. I'm not one of these that has to open all the windows because it's warm. All you're doing is letting that hot air in and your cooler air out. I keep it shut. Anyway, so we're going to have an investigation as to what to do with these young plants, and if they need to come out to avoid any rot from the main plant, or the potential for that. If they need to come out and be potted up, do they get potted up as single plants, which, bearing in mind these young ones here are unlikely to flower next year. They're just going to grow on. They're going to flower the following year, I suspect. Depends. I mean, it's still June. You know, at the end of the day, these have still got at least 2 months growing season. I don't know how much growth they're going to put on in that time, but maybe they will get up to, and don't forget they start growing again as they come out of winter. Yeah, as they, you know, they can head for maturity in those first couple of months out of winter, and then may get to blooming size. So, say the Disas are new to me, so I've still got to gain the experience. But if these young plants need coming out and being dealt with as separate plants, when is the next question. Do I do them now so that they've got a chance to settle in during the growing season and get some decent roots and everything? Or do I wait till they slow right down at the end of the growing season? Or do I wait for late winter, early spring when they're going to come back into growth? So we've not only got to find out what I should do, we also need to get a consensus of opinion as to when is the best time. So I got a bit of work to do, but then that's indoors in the shade. I like that. I've done my outside stuff today, which involved the watering can and a lot of watering basically. Everything got a good soaking today. But there's things, you know, things like the foxgloves have gone over. They'd have lasted a lot longer if we'd had some rain. I mean, this has been one of the driest springs ever. We had the driest and sunniest May on record. We haven't finished June yet, but it's highly likely to be the driest and sunniest June as well. Put the two together and we've had no significant rain. You've got to go back to winter, really. And we didn't get that much in the winter, quite honestly. So things are desperate for water, and chucking water out of a tap on things merely keeps them alive. Doesn't do much other than that, unfortunately. Now obviously my bonsai and the tubs, they get feed in their water. Not every time, but they do get some feed. Otherwise I get told off by Carol again. But I was looking this morning at the buddleia, and the white buddleia has got blooms on. First couple have opened, and the other two in the other pot, the blooms are huge this year. So it just goes to show the feed has had a remarkable effect. The plants are so much bigger and the blooms are enormous. And we've got butterflies in the garden. Yesterday there were 2 commas, a peacock and a couple of the whites. And we're in what's called the June gap. So once you get out of June and in towards the middle of July, all of the garden type butterflies, which is red admiral, peacock, small tortoiseshell, comma and painted lady, the next brood should all start hatching out, and they are often supplemented by migrants coming across the channel if the wind is in the right direction and conditions are favourable, which they should be at the moment. So I've got some work to do on these. So that doesn't change the fact that they're going to go outside now, so they come out of their drip trays and they'll go and stand in the water with the others. And we'll go from there. I've got access to some more that I probably won't have to pay for, because I know what my friend Alan's like. He doesn't mind putting things in an auction, but with his friends he doesn't like taking anything for them. He likes to give people things and encourage people to grow stuff. That's how he is. So it's liable, as his are doing so well, that I may get some from him once he gets to the point where he's got lots of these lovely little new plants coming up, and where there was one, there's now 4. And these 2 are the same variety. These are the same hybrids. So I've bought 2, I will lose those 2 and gain 8. So next year I'll have 8 of these. And I would suggest that 4 in a pot. If 2 or 3 of those bloom, that would look absolutely stunning. Whereas a lot of people pot them individually because they want like a specimen type plant, a single bloom, not cluttered up by anything else. That's a viewpoint. That's you know, a preference rather than a necessity. So that's it for today. Sunday chat tomorrow. Don't forget, we've got, as we come up to the start of next month, I will be doing a members only video, which will go onto the Patreon site and also on YouTube as a members only video. So if you're interested in seeing those you know, exclusive videos for members, then you possibly might want to think about joining one of the 2 platforms. And I will see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.